Hello everyone and welcome back to our Overwatch 2 coaching series we're doing here. If you want to submit your own clips to be coached here on the channel, there is a Google form in the description as well. You can go and submit your Overwatch 2 games there. I'm coming at you today with a DPS Masters game. This is Rivia. Everyone say hello Rivia. Before we get into it guys, we're pushing for 500 subscribers, we're almost at 400. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and check out my VGen as well. But let's get into it. So we got Rivia here today, trying to get to Grandmaster, playing Cass. So this is a Masters game, so what I'm pretty much going to be looking for here is not really anything of mechanical skill or stuff like that. I'm mainly going to be looking for if your positioning is good enough and if you're using your abilities well. Pretty much looking at your game sense. We get an amazing pick on Venture, it's great. Cass is very good for playing against Venture. And Trace, that was also an amazing pick. And this is great here, kind of trying to pick off sports while Sigma's distracted. Cass is really good for playing against the likes of Venture, Doomfist, Tracer, because his hinder ability on his magnetic grenade is crazy. It gets rid of all movement abilities. Excuse me. And anything that cuts off those characters' movement is really good. So Sigma's kind of fun. We want to come back up to the high ground here, see if we can support Sigma. Amazing pick there on Tracer. Love to see that. And Zenyatta is gone. Unfortunately, we do get killed to Baptiste. Baptiste is a bit of a menace. So, but yeah, magnetic grenade is great for cutting off people's abilities. We really want to be just not. We want to be saving it though for when we do get pushed. We don't really want to be firing it off. Long distance. We want to save it for if Venture is diving us or if Tracer is diving us. It really helps. Yeah, like this. That's unfortunate. We get her in the end anyway though. They do manage to get the first point, which is kind of unfortunate. One thing you can be doing when Sigma throws up his barrier, one of the things you can be doing is just fan the hammer into it. Your team right now, you're playing Doom, Sojourn, Cass, Baptiste, Zenyatta. You and Zenyatta are probably going to be the biggest contenders to melt Sigma's barrier. Zenyatta uses his ult, I'm going to assume, to keep himself alive. I did hear Tracer. He doesn't have it for this though. We could have held that a second longer. We could have actually got some kills with that. I do like the use of it kind of as a deterrent to try and keep people away. Kind of keep people out of line of sight so they're not looking at everyone in the air and shooting. But if we'd had that a second long, I think we would have got Tracer and Zenyatta. We would have gotten Tracer and Venture. We actually would have got Tracer and Venture, which would have gave us a major advantage in this fight. Fan the hammer into that barrier. We want to be making use of fan the hammer, especially on Sigma, because it does massive damage, especially the shields. You kind of just spray fire and it does tons of damage. So we want to be using that fan the hammer into barriers. So Cass kind of fights best at a mid range. You don't want to keep him too close. We don't want to keep him too far either. Right, we get Sigma. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Fan the hammer. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was say. Right, we don't really need to be playing this corner so far back. We kind of just dive on the point to try and keep it from touching, but it doesn't really do much. We could have been... let's see. Now, while Sigma's on point, Baptiste is back here. I'm assuming just come back from spawn. We could have been here. This gives us a very good place to be fighting, because we're not playing really around this corner, so we don't have to keep peeking out. And they can just sandwich damage through this little choke. We could be making use of this cover. We can be getting up here, ducking down, and stuff like that. Trying to just give them a bit more of a fight, rather than they can just throw all their damage this way and then just leave Sigma to Zenyatta and Tracer. Unfortunately, Sigma does die, and then we try dive the point to try and keep it alive then, but unfortunately, Sigma does die, and then we just kind of rush the point trying to keep it there. We weren't going to do anything there. We bit of a team wipe on its way here. So jumping forward to this point, what we want to be doing at this point is we want to be playing the high ground. We want to, because we've all this balcony up here. I see Venture up there. I don't eat him, but I do. We get Venture? We get him? We get them as they come out here. We kind of had delayed reaction, but this is kind of where we want to be playing. We're playing this corner, keeping the pressure on. No. All right. One thing I have to say there. While we're waiting, we look at this tracer. We shoot her, and then we stand still. We stand still, waiting for Tracer to peek again. Fortunately, Zenyatta is here. Now, could you imagine if Zenyatta was here? Or if Zenyatta was here? Or if Zenyatta was here? Or even if Zenyatta was here. He would look at us and he'd dink us 3 times on the head and we'd die. It's a very small thing. But just try not to stand still, try not to keep you. Then we get off the high ground. I don't even know what happened there. How did Sigma die? Is Sigma on the point fighting and we're just try to shoot Tracer and we're kind of just in this stagnant position? And then Sigma is up here, way out of position, way too far up, trying to fight 3 of the enemy team. And then while Sigma's trying to fight 3 of the enemy team, we are getting dived by both Tracer and Venture, and we're all just kind of pushing back. We kind of lose Sigma, and we drop off the high ground. We shouldn't have dropped off the high ground in the first place. We should have stayed up there. But what we want to do now is we want to kind of get back together. We don't want to be fighting this. We don't have Sigma. Yeah, we want to go back up here. High ground is what we want to be playing. Good pick, massive pick. That's huge. We probably could save that for a bit of a better opportunity. We didn't really get much from there. I think Sigma was going to pull out anyway. We don't really want to be playing here. We kind of want to just reposition ourselves back on high ground. Yeah, like we need to get back on high ground. This is unfortunate. We get nanoed. Unfortunate. That's a really unfortunate. Fan hammer. You want to be making more use of that fan the hammer. But we get nanoed. It was probably just to save our life. We don't really get much value out of it. Because Zen does trans and such. We get Venture. We can fan the hammer into that barrier. A lot of this is like stuff that's kind of being saved here is because Sigma has his barrier at the right time, and when he needs it at the right time, it's also a decent amount of health. We're not pumping a lot of damage into Sigma's barrier. The less Sigma has a barrier, the better. Venture pushes off the high ground. We use our Deadeye for the reload. Right, and then we're fighting on point and we die and they get point. Right, let's go back. So we play up here. Venture pushes us. What we should have done is we should have pushed them, not allowed them to push us off high ground. And we use our Deadeye for the reload while we're kind of playing this pillar. We kind of just leave Venture alone. Like they managed to do a lot because we just leave them alone. If we had managed to push Venture back here and even push Venture maybe off the high ground here, we could have stood here and used our Deadeye, or we could have pushed down to here and used our Deadeye. So we don't really want to be letting Venture pressure us off of places, because our magnetic grenade is really strong against them. And they managed to get the second point. So before we jump in there, the second round, I wanted to say that yeah, your aim is good. You are definitely good with mechanically. Your positioning can be a little better in terms of taking high ground, and kind of using your magnetic grenade at the right time can be a little worked on. We want to be making use of that Phantom Hammer. Phantom Hammer is a really good ability because it just pumps out a ton of damage into a kind of wide area. You know, even if we get a magnetic grenade on someone, Phantom Hammer them. And even like this Sigma barrier at range, we can be fanning the hammer into it. Because it's making it very hard for us to kind of pressure the enemy team because Sigma's barrier is still up. Right, we're not really doing much here. Right, I like this. I like this kind of pushing up with Sigma, trying to pressure with Sigma. My whole... I know why this is getting so hard. It's 2 in the morning. My light is just so bright. Let's make it really hard to look. Okay, so we weren't really doing much. We kind of just peeking corners, kind of taking pot shots. We can be playing a lot more aggressive than we are. We can be fanning the hammer into that Sigma barrier. I don't mind the kind of try peeking around, trying to get the picks around the barrier, but we can be really making, because how it's going, right? Our Sigma's not doing too great because he doesn't have his barrier. Their Sigma is doing really good because he has his barrier at the right times. See, he's able to get out now. His barrier is still practically full health. Our Sigma here is pushing up without a barrier. Fan the hammer. Even them, we can fan the hammer to them. Yeah, yeah. Exactly like that. Use fan the hammer more. Yeah, fan the hammer. It does a lot of damage, and it can be really easy to control. Just kind of bring your mouse down a bit. But yeah, I'm assuming this is a PC game. But we can be using Fan the Hammer more. I'll even just on Sigma himself, it's just tons of damage. Fan the Hammer into his barrier. Right, barrier's down, Sigma's down. We can push up. We can play really aggressive. Sigma's just there. We can play really aggressive here. We can play more aggressive than this. We can play a lot more aggressive than what we're doing. We should be up there with Sigma. We should be pushing up with Sigma. We have our supports here. We have our tank. We should have been saving our magnetic grenade for Venture there. So now their Sigma's back, and now we're back into this 5v5. It's gonna be a lot harder for us to pressure. We'll just fan the hammer on that shield. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, not getting a pick anyone there. We do get a pick on Venture, but Sigma dies to Oh, we managed to get their Sigma. It's great. Now that we have their Sigma, we clean up here. You can be playing a lot more aggressively at times. This, I think we're going too far. Did we manage to see Sigma there, or was I just seeing Sigma through a wall? So we push up and we get to kill a Venture. They kind of just sit here and take it. No, we don't see Sigma, but we do get attacked by Sigma. What we need to do here is push back. We're not gonna be able to take this Sigma. Yeah, we just want to kind of pull back here. Great pick. Yeah, that was really good. Now they're down to DPS for next fight. Fan the hammer. We really want to be making use of that Fan the Hammer a bit more. Oh, that's really unfortunate. And Zen comes in last minute. This Zen doesn't really seem to be using his ult in the best of situations. He should be really using saving that ult for the likes of Venture or the likes of Sigma. I don't think that was really worth a chance. People could just go and hide. It's not too much. Kind of taking the corner to peek up here. It's fine. Trying to get the peek on Ash, I like. There's Sigma right here in front of us. Oh, Bob. We get to pick on Venture. It's crazy. Crazy. We managed to kill Bob before his time's up. Fan the hammer. Fan the hammer. Fan it. Fan it. Fan it. Sigma's still alive. We're waiting for a bit of heals. We could have well got Sigma there if we had just found that ring nose is so itchy. Great, good pick. Get him, cool. Unfortunately, we missed those shots. He is kind of flying around like a fucking lunatic. So, good pick, good pick. And then we just kind of clean up, keep the pressure on. We don't want to let them get any chances to regroup and get back on the point. Yeah, good. We really, I think the main thing here is just not using the fan the hammer enough. So this Venture, we don't want to leave Venture. We don't want to leave Venture by themselves. We want to go chase Venture, which Sigma was going to do, but unfortunately took way too much damage. You and Sojourn could have pressured Venture there and taken them out. So they managed to push up and kill us. Now pressing again, we can be playing a little more aggressive than what we have been. We kind of like Sigma is playing really aggressive, and we're not really kind of playing a lot with him. Bap is throwing his windows, so we're just gonna kind of wait that out. Where's Venture? How are you, Venture? We didn't really need to use magnetic grenade there. We could have saved that until Venture got a little closer to us. Like here, managed to get them anyway, so that's fine. There's Bob. We didn't really need to use magnetic grenade. You want to be holding on to magnetic grenade for situations. You found the hammer. We want to be saving magnetic grenade for. Granted, there wasn't really anyone there who could push on us, so it's fine. But just try to keep magnetic grenade for situations like that. Don't walk into that. Yep. Crazy damage. We want to play a bit more aggressive. Play a bit more aggressive. A lot of what's happening, like, fan the hammer into that barrier. We need to make Sigma aware that he's not allowed to have that barrier up. Don't let him have that barrier up. Cass can be very aggressive. His combat roll negates damage. Like, if you perfectly time a roll with pull to him, you can tank it, and we end up losing the game. Right. So there was a few things in there. Mechanically, in terms of aiming, you do seem pretty good. But yeah, in terms of mechanics, your aim was good. You seem to be hitting the majority of your shots. I'd say keep moving just a little bit more, take a little less damage. I would also say play a bit more aggressive. Being more aggressive can really help, because a lot of situations there were kind of thwarted because Sigma was staying alive way too many times, and his barrier especially was staying up a lot longer than it should have been. We should have been fanning the hammer into Sigma and his barrier a lot more. It'll deal a lot more damage. Also, of positioning, just taking the high ground a lot more often, not feeling pressured by like the Venture or Tracer. As Cass, you can take them on pretty confidently. Your magnetic grenade is really good, and even if you are being pressured and you kind of feel like they might get you, so you don't really want to be taking the 1v1 without your team nearby. Again, being a bit more aggressive can help that, using fan the hammer. If you stick someone with magnetic grenade, don't be afraid to fan the hammer. All you look at fan the hammer is like, oh, you've no skill if you use fan the hammer, but like, it's there, it's a mechanic in the game. It's one of Cass's probably best abilities. It can deal a ton of damage really quickly, so it's good for taking out shields, it's good for taking out tanks, it's good for taking out people who push you 1v1. So definitely make more use of that fan the hammer, and then play a little more aggressively. Use high ground a little more. As I said, your aim seems grand. It's really good. Your target priority was also pretty good. You seem to focus a lot on the squishier characters. You're less focused on looking for picks on the Zenyatta and such. It's just when Sigma is all up in our jazz and trying to kill us, just fan the hammer. It'll either push them off you, or you'll do tons of damage where your team can clean up on them, and you can go back to focusing on those squishier characters like supports. And taking high ground will also just improve your your possibility of getting big picks with your high noon. Other than that, you seem grand. I'm pretty sure you'll be in Grandmaster in no time. But that is all for today's Overwatch 2 coaching video. If you enjoyed, hit that subscribe button. We're pushing for just hair in my eye. Do hit that subscribe button. We are pushing for 500 subscribers. We're almost at 400, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, if you're a streamer with some art, some emotes, some overlays, anything that's just, if you just want some sick fucking art, head over to my VGen. And if you want to support me and my channel, you can also head over to my Ko-fi, which is in the link in the description. But yeah, that's all I have to say. See ya.